Thanks, Paul, and thank you to everyone. When Darryl Williams, QC, the Attorney General in the Howard government, said that it was no longer the role of government to stand up for the judiciary, there was some controversy about that. But he, of course, was perfectly correct if you analyse it. If the judiciary are truly an independent arm of government, there is no proper role in the judiciary cozying up to the Attorney General or vice versa. And so he was quite right, and the experience in this state in the last decade has amply demonstrated his accuracy. The cynical exploitation of law and order issues, the bashing of judges and lawyers quite gratuitously on occasions, has demonstrated the need for the judiciary not to remain silent, as Michael Kirby has said. Silence is not an option, and this work by Dr Schulz is a true analysis of this at an academic level. It explains why it's happened. It talks about the academic theories behind what's happening, and makes some constructive suggestions about what courts can do in the future. Media advisors have done a lot of good work, but it is not sufficient. There needs to be some judiciary who speak up for the judiciary. Judges themselves involved in a case obviously can't get involved in the public controversy, but the idea of having a media judge, which has been used in the Netherlands, seems to be a good idea. A retired judge, an eminent person. Perhaps Michael Kirby could come and speak as the media judge for South Australia to speak up for our judiciary. But that sort of go-to person is a very constructive suggestion that is in Pamela's work, and also there are many other useful suggestions. This work is attracting a lot of interest, not just in Australia, but internationally. David Rotman from the National Centre for State Courts has written the foreword, and there's a lot of interest in America in this. Professor Philip Langebroek from the Montaigne Institute in Utrecht is keenly interested in it. A colleague of mine, Professor Thomas Lundmark in Germany, is very interested in the work, so I'm not surprised it's selling out, Pamela. It's attracting attention worldwide. There are courts in Bahamas interested in it. There are courts in Serbia interested in it. I was at a conference in Singapore a couple of weeks ago looking at ways of measuring the quality of what courts do, not the efficiency of courts, but whether they're delivering justice. And there was a lot of interest there about this analysis of the courts, because what we do in courts is fundamentally important to society. It's great to see the law school supporting this work, because the study of law is not just to obtain a vacation for a valuable meal ticket. It is a fundamental exercise in managing law, is managing the power, the abuse of power, and disputes in society so that we have a just and fair society. And in doing that, we need to look at the language that surrounds courts. As a lawyer, we use language as a weapon to construct arguments, to win fights. This book gives a whole new way of looking at language by discourse analysis, which you look at the proximity and use of words, which reveals the underlying meanings, often not expressed in the pure language that the speaker is conveying. And so I commend to the law school here, which I'm pleased to see is so progressive, and other law schools, the need to take a holistic approach to the study of law and include in it this discourse analysis. So I'm sure when you get your copy of the book, you'll find it's very valuable. Congratulations, Dr. Schulz. It's fine work and will be important for a long time. Thank you.